So, where have I been and what have I been up to? Well, I can't remember how the last video left. I think it was when I tried the health, yeah, the powders and stuff. Yeah, it didn't work. As you can tell, it didn't work. Oh, look, that's a stain. It's not a dribble stain. It's just part of the thing. Yeah, it didn't work. Well, anyway, what happened was I started to do volunteer work at a church close by, literally walk like 2-minute walk from me, right? In a calf, and it was good to get out into the community. It was nice because after being habilitated and stuff, I was like, and giving up work and my relationship breakdown at the time. It it set me back a lot, and with the health conditions and stuff, and just maintaining it. It's not no different today, but I'm doing more than I was back then. Although we have got a bit of a boom and bust thing that I'm going to explain. There's a boom. Anyway, so I started doing volunteer work, and then one of my work colleagues that I used to work with, she said, Care, come in this place, you'll love it. You'll love it and all that lot. And I'm like, oh, I don't know, And anyway, I bit the bullet. I thought, what's the worst could happen? The worst could happen is I quit and I can't do the job. Right? The best of the situation could be that I potentially could be earning my own money and doing something outside of the home that, that's rewarding, right? Because support worker role is rewarding. And I used to love my job previously, okay? It was the condition that I struggled with like working nights and stuff, yeah? If you want me to talk about working nights and living with this condition, let me know in the comments below and I'll do it, like explain what happened. But yeah, so anyway, so I applied. I started building up, so I done 8 hours. 8 hours. In the meantime, I'm like building another YouTube channel up, which is a little bit different to this channel. Or well, anyway, this not because I'll get off track again. Yeah, so I started doing the 8 hours a week. Then I built up to a sleep in. So I do 10 till 10 the next day, right? And things was going really well, right? I didn't come back to this channel and stuff because obviously I had to do a lot of training, which was online training, which, for the support and role, and we still got to do training now. So it took a toll. It did take a toll at the beginning because it was all new, and the adaptations of your lifestyle changes again, doesn't it? So yeah, that's part of life anyway, but with conditions it can have a knock-on effect. So I just didn't have the energy to put into the channels. I think I even pulled back from the other channel, to be fair. Anyway, that was going fine. So I started doing overtime. Okay, I would still have the boom and bust, but it was far few between. Even socializing, I was going out with my daughters, and I was going to gigs again, right? Not drinking, because I would drive, but although they're not drinkers themselves, but I was going to gigs and that. So I was starting to build up a bit of a more flexible like thing. I felt great. I wasn't having so many crashes. It still would happen, but not to the point. So I thought, me brain thinking, okay, I'm maintaining this now, I'm managing this now, so this up my hours, because I think, because obviously the more money you earn, the more stability you've got. Do you know what I mean? But so that's what I did. I upped it. So yeah, here we go. The tower moment, right? It didn't happen overnight, right? And I didn't add it together as such, but it was a gradual. I was having more crashes. I started getting more fatigued, having more new symptoms was coming, like my wrists get swollen, and eye flickering, and brain fog was worse than before, and it was really hard to get words out and communicate, and I was struggling with social settings and stuff. So I started limiting it down. And so my other channel was like posting 3 videos a week. I cut it down. Gradually I cut it down, and it's nice and stable now, and I want to keep it as it is. So I post one. Sometimes I do bonus videos, but it's not very often. So 1 video a week I do, and then I do remix, which helps the channel with the algorithm and stuff like that. So yeah, it was that I went to the doctors and said, I just don't want to be here. I just couldn't cope. I couldn't cope with everyday life. I was relying on my family more. The girls were doing shopping more. They were coming and cleaning. They were doing things because I was just, I was debilitated. So my functioning was just to go to work. The rest of the time, there was no balance. So I think it was March time. I've been to the doctors and stuff, and it ended up that my vitamin D was low. Well, of course it's low, isn't it? Because I'm eating crap, because I haven't got the energy to cook, right? So I'm not, I'm a sweet person anyway. I've always been on the big side. So I'm not exercising. I'm not doing exercise. I mean, I did try go back to the gym and stuff, but it just didn't work, because I would boom, so I'd crash again. So anything I was trying to do to help to lose weight and stuff, it just wasn't working either. And obviously my eating habits is not great. But when you haven't got the energy to do it, you go, I don't know, your body craves different things, doesn't it? So yeah, that wasn't great. So I think I was fighting to try to stay on top, but I was getting all the warning signs in my body, and I was getting new symptoms as well. So that was when my doctor referred me to the ME, I think it's the ME team, where so she said you've got chronic fatigue. It could be ME, or so we need to refer you to so I'm waiting on that right now, to be seen and stuff. So then March came, so I was still trying to maintain it, and I just didn't know all the answers. My team leader, she tried to stretch my, so I wasn't, so I had like a 2-day gap before I go back to work, to see if that worked, but it didn't. And she couldn't always do it, because she had to think of other staff members too. It's not just about me, is it? She's got the whole team to think about as well. So I came to a painful choice of like having to drop my hours, which was really scary, because obviously the money side of it all, everybody's struggling at the moment. Things are going up, bills are going up, You know, you need that extra bit of income. What I didn't know was the wage that I was on, I could have claimed universal credits anyway. I didn't know that. Did not know that. But there you go. Yeah, so I thought it's time to cut my hours. I can't continue doing this, because if I don't do something now, I'm getting to the point as I was back in the day when I was working in the other supporting role, where I had to give up because I just couldn't cope with it. It was really having a massive impact on my health. And this is, that the warning signs were saying, you're doing too much. So that's what I did. So I've cut my hours down, right? I'm still very much in the boom and bust. I'm not saying that it's fixed the situation, because it hasn't. It's a condition. So you're living with the condition anyway. So yeah, but I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better than I did. Right? I'm feeling much more settled, right? And it's going to take time to get to. It's going to take a bit of time if I ever get to the point of I was 2 years ago. It's going to take a bit of time. I've claimed universal credits for support. Unfortunately, because they go by wage, so because when I first had a higher rate when I first applied for university, so I had more money, like when I was, so they give me a bit more extra money, because they only count so much of your work thing. I don't really understand it, to be honest, but hey ho. So you get a percentage of your money back. Well, because I've lowered my hours, I didn't get as much universal credits. So I'm still on a very low income. I'm managing because my son lives with me, right? So, and he pays towards the bills too. So if I didn't have that, I don't think I'd manage, to be honest. But because Luke puts his bit in, it does help towards the rent and stuff. So this is where I'm sitting with you right now. What I hope for the future is, that I'm able to balance and have more social time and have a bit more where I can be active again, because I'm not crashing all the time and stuff. So I want to build up I'm not even thinking long term of going back to the gym now. If I can just walk my dog every day, that would be amazing. I it would be amazing. And I'll be out in the community. So yes. I would love it. Because I love nature walks. I did love to go to the nature walks, and I loved to be by the waters, and I loved all that. And it's, and it's good for your dog too, isn't it? So poor bugger, he's not had much luck with that, even though Luke does try and take him out as well, but it's not always easy, yeah, because he's my dog at the end of the day. It's my responsibility. But anyway, so moving on. So this is what I'm hoping for. And yeah, I build a social, start to be able to socialize a little bit more. I know I can't do like I used to do, but it would be nice. And I miss my road trips. I used to love going on road trips. And I can't remember the last time I went to Glastonbury. And I always used to try to go to Glastonbury at least once a year, you know, to go down there, you know, because I don't know, I just come back with a different vibe, you know. It's just, there's something special about that place that I feel. I don't know if you guys have gone down there and felt the same, but I always felt there's this magic in the air, you know. I don't know, something just lifts off of you. I can't explain it. I don't know. It might be all in my head. I don't care, but it works. If it works, you want to go down there. So I do like to, you know, do my road trips and visits and that, but I haven't been able to do it, and I've missed going to the gigs. I love music. I love live music and stuff, but I haven't been able to do it. So I'm hoping that even if I can do that, you know, not every month, but you know, when a band comes up and I go, oh yeah, I want to see them, then I can go down there. I don't care about drinking and that. I don't give two monkeys about that. It's just getting out and just enjoying life, you know. So it'd be really nice. Financially, I'm hoping that I can maybe claim some like disability allowance. I'm going to try anyway, and also which will help with like getting a scooter, because I wouldn't mind getting a scooter for like family outings or like road trips. So if I'm not feeling great that day, I can use the scooter. Or like say if I'm halfway through the day and I'm in pain, I can get the scooter out to still continue to enjoy the day, you know. So you know, so I don't want to use it as a facility of like well, now I've got that, I'm not going to walk anywhere and things like that. I don't want to use it like that. I want to use it to help me so I can manage my day better, you know, and not miss out on things and be around my grandkids and stuff. So this is where I'm at right present. And also my hobbies that I do at home. I love to potter anyway. I've quite enjoy pottering around the home and spending time with myself. I'm not. Whereas going back ages ago, this is where the blessing starts, when you see the blessings in your condition. Going back ages ago, I couldn't be. I had to be around people. I hated being on my own. I hated it with a vengeance. I can actually sit in the quiet now. I don't. Well, my brain's always going, but I can sit in the quiet. Back then, I couldn't. You know, so I can. It doesn't always bother me not having company now. You know, I don't get me wrong. I'm still a social butterfly, in the sense of like I still like to mix and talk to people and stuff, but I also can. It doesn't bother me being on my own. You know, I quite like the quiet. I quite like playing old school music in the background and, you know, just colouring or whatever, you know. So yeah, so it's nice to have those both to best worlds type of thing. So that's what I'm hoping. What I'm hoping to bring to the channel, well, I bloody don't know. Here's the thing, I don't know. We're gonna just go with the flow, I suppose. I think it's gonna be a reflection channel. I'm gonna be sharing my practices. I've probably told you this before because I do repeat myself a lot. But if you're, you know, maybe, I don't know, what would you like to see in the channel? Do you want health updates? Let you know how I'm getting with these form fill-ins and stuff, and housing, because we're lucky. I got a lovely little flat, but it's not big enough for me and Luke, so it's a one bed, and at the moment my son's on the sofa, so we're we're on the housing list at the moment. Do you want me to talk about that? You know, there's a lot going on behind the scenes. So even though I'm a soulful seeker, I have my stuff that I'm dealing with, you know, and working through and trying to maintain. So I'm quite proud of myself at the moment, in that I'm doing the best I can in the situation I'm in, and I'm trying to still engage, but I just don't want people. I know how it can debilitate you, and know how it can really mess up your life. It can. Did I choose this life? No, but this is the life I've got, so I've got to make the most of it. And so have you. You know, we got to make the most of it. How harsh and sharp that is to some people right now. You might not want to be hearing that. But the sooner you can adapt to it, and it's like you're grieving part of your, it's grief, isn't it? It's the grief of the self, of like how things was, what you used to be able to do, your capability back then, to where you're at now, you know, and you still get triggered from it. So it's not all unicorns and sunshine, and you know, it's not. Sometimes there's dark clouds and it's raining that day, you know, so it can be that. So who knows what I'm going to do with this channel, but I wanted to share my life. Why? Because I want to connect with other people, and also maybe you're not, maybe you can relate to this or relate to that, or maybe you're at the start of this journey, and you know, it's not all good. It's not going to be all talking about health, by the way, as well. Health and well-being, yes, but if you want to join me, come aboard to the brain farts, the waffle, and yeah, my journey, managing and maintaining my life through chronic illness, and let's build skills together. Anyway, take care, sending lots of love. I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you soon. Remember, you got this. We kick ass.